Hello and welcome to Glendale Today. I'm Councilmember Ray Malnar. I represent the Sahuaro District located in the north central part of Glendale. On today's program, we will be talking about after-school programs and career and technical education within Glendale and the Sahuaro District. Specifically, we will discuss after-school programs with Martin Wesolowski, President, and Shelly Briggs, Program Manager, at the Martin Arts Centers, which is the Arizona STEAM Shop. The Arizona STEAM Shop is a STEM-based education center with a focus on incorporating art as a means to explore science, technology, engineering, and math. Therefore, STEAM turning into STEM. I'm glad to see that Martin and Shelly are bringing to Glendale a STEAM resource for the local education community. Also, later in the program, we will discuss with Superintendent Greg Donovan of Western Maricopa Education Center, which is West-MEC, and Dr. Patti Beltram, Director for Career and Technical Education at Peoria Unified School District, about career and technical education for students in the West Valley and right here in the Sahuaro District. Welcome, Martin and Shelly. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Malnar.
So Martin, tell us, what is the Arizona STEAM Shop?
Arizona STEAM Shop is an out-of-school time program for K-12 children to experience educational setting that is just for the sake of fun. It is STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We rope kids in to make art, and they learn more about science and technology while they're there.
Okay, and so this program is, you said it was an after-school program?
Yes, it's predominantly after school, during the school year, and during the summer as well, and Saturdays. We provide makerspace, computer center, stage, art center for children to want to be more engaged in art and then lead that back to science and technology.
Oh, excellent. So you said it was after school. So is this a free program?
It is free. The programming that we do is free because of our relationship with the City of Glendale. We're fortunate to have a great relationship and to be able to use the Glendale Community Center North, there on 59th Avenue in Thunderbird, to have a full reign over a community center that has been empty for a number of years, and now we're making very good use of it.
Excellent. Shelly, anything else to add?
Well, we kind of like to think that we're giving kids a chance to think outside the box. You know, there aren't a lot of right answer, wrong answer things. It's very important for us to let the kids know that it's okay to have a mistake as long as you learn from it. You're just here to have fun, to explore things that interest you, and those are the things that spark creativity and imagination in kids.
Excellent. So, Martin, how did this all get started?
Well, a number of years ago, I wanted to make an art center, and to make just an art center for art's sake was a wonderful thing, but to make it art that actually had an impact for children and some way to make it beneficial, where not only do you want to be there, the child, but the parents want you to be there too. Okay. And it was a drive. It was a driving force. It's a big passion of mine to give back to the community, and I do that in every way that I can.
Excellent. So what's your primary objective and mission?
It's really important to incorporate art of many different kinds, many different mediums of art, whether it's music or clay or coloring or painting. Kids start out as learning machines, and they are a wealth of creativity, and I think it's really important to keep that spark because that's what drives them to be interested in going further in their education.
Absolutely.
If you don't have that, that doesn't happen. I learned this early on when I was in a situation where I was homeschooling my kids, and I found out really early on that if I, rather than just the basic reading, writing, arithmetic, if I threw some art projects and fun little things in the middle of it, it facilitated all of us to do a better job. So that's kind of where it started for me.
Excellent. Now we know a little bit about the Martin Arts Center, the STEAM Shop as we call it. Tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. So Shelly, why don't you start off telling us a little bit about how you got involved in this, a little bit about your background, education, that kind of thing.
I was a homeschooling mom out of necessity. We were in a different state that had at that time it was heavy into the No Child Left Behind, and I had several very gifted children who were being left behind because they knew the answers the first time and didn't have to sit through a test and take it and retake it and retake it. So I decided that the only way that I was going to be able to help with that was to take it on myself to do the research, and I was very fortunate to be able to hook up with some homeschooling people that had very good curriculums, and so they were a huge resource for me. And that's kind of what I'm trying to bring to the table here, because I just feel like, schools, they do a good job in terms of, teaching the basics, but due to some of the unfortunate cuts of funding with, the arts and the music and those kind of things, which are important to me personally, I just feel like kids really need that. And so we're trying to kind of fit in our little niche there and fill in the gaps, basically. Excellent. To facilitate that for the kids, because they like it. It's fun.
Excellent. Excellent. Martin, what about yourself? Give us a little background of where you came from.
Well, okay. I've got a rich and varied background. I'm a native of downtown Phoenix, Arizona, but my career took me in many different directions. I worked with the Valley of the Sun School for disabled children, developmentally disabled children. I worked for the Arizona Training Program for developmentally disabled children and adults for a number of years there. After leaving there, I went to work for most every exhibit house, trade show builder and exhibit designer and builder. And that led me to the Arizona Science Center. So I was their exhibit designer and builder for 14 years.
Oh, excellent.
So as that, and also my background as an artist and as a gallery owner in downtown Phoenix, working with children, developing the Kids Detour, which is part of the Art Detour, part of the Art Walk in downtown Phoenix, that I found that art and children was a natural connection to do. So our Kids Detour is really where this all came from. So the Kids Detour was an art program held in a library. And our stats showed that we had 600 kids come through. 300 kids came for the art walk, and 300 kids came for the library. Kids looking for a library found the art, and kids looking for art found the library.
Excellent.
So it was a natural progression, and it just became an aha moment. And this was a number of years ago. This is probably close to 10 years ago.
Isn't that just great about education, where you can get an interest in one area and really spark an interest in education for the children and for the young adults who are involved in the program? Absolutely,
absolutely. By the end of the program, we actually would require that the kids that didn't have library cards get a library card.
Oh, excellent.
So that just became like just a great way to have the library really support us and have the parents be real thankful that we've turned it into something more than just art.
Very interesting story from both of you. Thank you for sharing that with us.
So once the glue is dry, see these little tabs holding the alignment jig together?
What can you tell us about the specific programs that you have? Tell us about some of the things that kids coming into your shop would be able to experience and what it's going to do for them in their education.
We have lots of different programs. One program that we're doing here lately is Arduino programming, which is a small computer board. One of our partners is Raspberry Pi, which provides us a software to program these little computer boards with. And thus becomes fun. It's a small computer board. You can put LEDs on, you can put motors on. It's a precursor to robotics. It's a precursor to many kinds of things, door openers or different kinds of things that move and light up. But it's also a great way to explain workplace development.
Right.
So now you've got you can actually turn that code into a job. And it's the coding that really
makes a difference. Oh,
and it's the application of that coding and the application and dedication to that as a career. And your career starts right now.
So Shelly,
and it's kind of a hands-on type of thing where the kids are, they're learning how to, the basic steps. I mean, when they learn to light up the little lights on the board and they can make them blink all at the same time or blink in a sequence, and And they learn through trial and error. So they learn, you know, it's okay if you don't get it right the first time.
Right.
You go back, and that's the beauty of it. You can relearn, and they're learning, you know, how to program, even though they're just saying, I'm learning to light up the lights. They are learning about computer programming.
So how do you get kids into the center? What do you do?
We've had some really great advertising. Marty's the king of social media. He's out there putting things out there all the time through so many of them. You can name them all: LinkedIn, Meetup,
Facebook, Facebook, Twitter.
So you're using all the avenues that are out there.
We are, and we've got a few people that are friends of ours that are actual media professionals, and they've been coaching us from day one.
Excellent.
And it's great to have that. I certainly can't afford the advice that we're getting for free.
and the community response has been pretty good, I think.
It has. Hands down, I have to say that the city of Glendale, again, has come to the rescue and printed flyers for us and door hangers.
Excellent.
We've had so much connectivity, and there's actually more connectivity through City of Glendale on their websites and
excellent
different things that we haven't even touched on yet, and we're grasping that and taking charge.
Just
of that.
very quickly before we wrap up here, tell me about your volunteers and a little bit. I mean, you're a nonprofit. Tell me about that real quickly. You're a nonprofit organization.
Well,
correct?
we're a nonprofit organization. We depend on volunteers to help us with different aspects, and we're looking for volunteers who are retired or active professionals in many walks of life, scientists or engineers, mathematicians, chemistry professors, retired or not. But also we need the other aspect, and that is compassionate moms and dads.
Exactly.
And just to be there sometimes, and you don't need to know all the answers. What there is to do is just be there, so that the offset of the volunteers we have, the offset is that we have people to be there and then other people to actually perform the programs.
Right. Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here and telling us all about the Martin Steam Shop. You know, I'm really excited for the opportunity it's going to provide to our young people in the city throughout the district.
Those partnership programs are
When we return, we'll discuss career and technical education with West-MEC Superintendent Greg Donovan and Dr. Patti Beltram, Director for Career and Technical Education, Peoria Unified School District. So stay tuned. Again, I want to thank Martin for inviting us to come here tonight. This is a Glendale facility that we basically allowed Martin to come in here, and he's putting together a program for kids after school to come in and learn about STEM and STEAM programs.
There's been a word coined lately called edutainment. And that edutainment truly is being able to grab you in a way that makes you want to stay.
We really appreciate the City of Glendale allowing us to use this building. Kids who are interested, that is when they start learning things. If you can get their interest, whether it takes some art or just being silly with them or just finding out a little bit about them, showing them some interest, drawing them in, it makes all the difference in the world, because then you've got a captive, I mean, you've captured their attention and you can see where their interests lie, and that's when they start learning, and they don't even realize it because they're having fun. So that's our goal here.
I want to say I'm actually very much humbled, and we could not be as far as we are with this without the support of the actual city of Glendale. We've got almost 60 children registered for classes here, and more all the time, and everything's just falling together. It's a win-win, win-win situation.